Dear doctor, did you know that when you told my mom I needed to lose weight at age 9, that it would alter the course of my life for the next 20 or so years? I bet you did. But you thought you'd altered it in a positive way, didn't you? You thought you'd tell my mom that I'm obese and the end result would be weight loss. You were right. It did eventually result in weight loss that almost killed me. Did you know that after that appointment, my mom signed me up for curves and I was the only child there? Working out with a bunch of middle-aged women as a 9-year-old taught me that even thin middle-aged women hated their bodies. Did you know that curves wouldn't work? I actually gained weight. For the next 4 consecutive years, I gained weight at the speed that you prescribe weight loss pills. Did you know that at age 13, I'd decide that you were right and finally have my first successful purge? You can't tell me you weren't aware of this result, as a child is 252 times more likely to develop an eating disorder than they are to develop type 2 diabetes. But then again, you had way more classes on the dangers of obesity than you did on the dangers of an eating disorder. You didn't go out of your way to learn about the disorder that has the highest mortality rate of all mental illnesses. How reckless of you. Did you know that the medical industrial complex that you promote harms individuals like me in exchange for profit? Are you aware that I've nearly died at the hands of your negligence? Only a specific demographic of bodies are valid in their experience to you. You could never imagine a fat person being happy with their body. You can't see a fat person loving themselves, and even more than that, loving their life. Did you know at age 24, my kidneys would start to fail and my heart would begin to have severe complications? Did you know that this fat body would end up needing a feeding tube to save my life? Did you know that policing my weight isn't the only way you hurt me? When I told you I used they/them pronouns and changed my name to Mickey, you typed gender identity disorder in the chart of my presenting problems so quickly that I didn't even have time to process it. Why, I must ask, is my identity a disorder? Boy, that's a loaded question, because that's the third way you harmed me. After years of you writing non-compliant in my chart, it became apparent that I had more than one identity you were treating. After getting a diagnosis of dissociative identity disorder, you still blatantly called it multiple personality disorder. Tell me, didn't your nearly $300,000 education teach you to keep up with the times? I guess not. Did you know that I literally couldn't afford to see a better equipped doctor? That you were my only option? And were you or were you not benefiting from that fact? Sometimes I wonder if you wanted all this to happen. Sometimes I wonder if me being sick was a way to keep you profiting off my body without my true consent. Did you even want to help me? Here I am now, age 28, and for the very first time I have a trauma-informed, gender-affirming care, health at every size doctor. She told me that I should report you. She told me that you not only fostered my eating disorder, but that you encouraged it and helped me perfect it. Did you know that this doctor doesn't even touch me without direct consent? Did you know that this doctor didn't blame my POTS and fibromyalgia on my weight, and she found a diagnosis that you should have found years ago? Did you know that this doctor acknowledges each part of my identity while also using the correct pronouns? Did you know that this doctor writes, "Patient practice self-determination and decline this treatment," instead of using non-compliant? This doctor refuses to adhere to the medical industrial complex and policing people's bodies. Do you see the difference between the two of you? With lots of anger and hurt, the traumatized queer fat kid you told to lose weight.